thing I want to say for me. Now, this is something that I want to put out there. You don't have to date, period, right away. Like I said, I wasn't really interested in it, and I had to prepare myself. And a pitfall that I kind of fell into initially, um, which I think a lot of people do when they first start dating. Think about it. If you're in your 40s and 50s and you're dating someone else in their 40s and 50s, you guys have lived lives. You've had a plethora of experiences. You know, most likely you both have probably been married or been in long term relationships before. And people come out of those situations oftentimes with scars, with baggage. I have a title for that. I call it post traumatic relationship disorder. Post traumatic relationship disorder. Because what I found happening with me initially is I knew what I wanted to some degree, but honestly, I was laser focused on what I didn't want. You know, the things that we experience, especially when it's negative, we know that we don't want to feel anything like that again. We don't want to be hurt like that again. We don't want to be neglected like that again. We don't want to be taken advantage of like that again. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you experienced that was negative to you, if you don't know anything else, you know you don't want that again. And so you tend to really have your guard up, and you tend to um, be, of course, you're going to be less tolerant of things, but when you're on guard about it and you are, if anything feels familiar, you are out the door. And so that was pretty much me. I'm going to be honest. That was me. Um, and there was someone that I dated early on, and he was like that too. He had experienced different things when he was married, and um, so both of us were very on guard. So the first time we connected, um, it was great. We had great chemistry. We had great conversation. Um, but like for me at that time, if I didn't feel like I was a priority, and for him, if if the person didn't seem, I guess, like patient or whatever the case was, either way, we both kind of, it wasn't even like a full blown argument. It was like a discussion. But then after the discussion, we were both like, oh, well, I was like, I'm taking my rope and I'm going home. And he was like, I'm taking my bat and my ball and I'm going home. And we just didn't reach out. And then I'm going to tell you, it was about after kind of talking to some other people, I realized, oh, wow, he really was a great guy. And he was a really good match for you. And it must have been around the same time that he realized the same thing. And it had been months. It had been probably like about 6 months or so. And then all of a sudden, I was thinking about him and trying to reach out to him, but I had deleted all his information. That was another thing I was really good for. I would delete information quick. I would delete people on my phone. I was like, everything. Just delete. So anyway, long story short, we reconnected, and it was really wonderful how we reconnected because I was really praying about it, and I was like, look, I'm speaking this out to God in the universe. I cannot find him. I can't reach him. I need him to call me. And the very next day, I am so not kidding. The very next day, I was at work and I got a message on my phone, and it was like, "Hey, um, was thinking about you and wanted to see how you were doing." And I was looking at my phone and I was like, "Oh, this number looks like it's from where he's from, but I don't know if this is him." And I said, "I'm sorry, may I ask who this is?" And they said, "LOL, I just realized that. I'm so sorry." And they said, "This is such and such." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was so happy. I was so happy. And so we were together, and there was distance. There was distance between us. about like 3 hours or so. So sometimes that was challenging. But we saw each other. He was in my life probably for the better part of like 4 or 5 years. So yeah, and so that's what I want to say. That sometimes we can be quick to kind of, give up, shut it down. But be patient with yourself and be patient with others. It can be a very, very rewarding experience, and um, sometimes you can find you have to know you, and I think that's one of the things that I had to do. I had to know me, but once you get to know you and what you really need, like for instance, and the reason why I say this, because once you know what you really need, you'll have a better chance of finding someone who is more compatible with you. Because one, you may not be the same person that you were 20 years ago, or maybe you didn't even know who you were when you were younger and what you really needed. Like for me, I found out about me that I needed someone who was affectionate. I needed someone who, like, physical touch is their love language. That's the kind of person that's a good match for me. Quality time, those kinds of things that they enjoy that. I'm one of those people. I can have fun with you even if we're doing nothing but sitting there talking, or we could be watching TV, or we could be going out and doing things. But quality time is my love language, but I will say sometimes with the distance, that was challenging. But when you do get together with that person, you have to make it quality time. And that was something that I was able to do. So I'm saying for you, you have to get to know yourself. You have to get to know what your love language is. You have to know what you need in a partner. Like, even when I would go on dating sites, I would always put on there, I needed someone who had a sense of humor. Someone who was patient, because to me, if you weren't patient, if you were intense, I couldn't deal with you. I just couldn't deal with you. I can't deal with somebody I got to be arguing all the time. No, no, no. I value my peace too much. I value my peace. So you have to know what's important for you. I do better with somebody who's laid back and relaxed, and they know how to just chill and they can just be. That's my kind of person. So you have to know what your kind of person is. And then, look for that. Look for that. So that's all I'm going to say for right now about dating in your 40s and 50s. Online can be challenging, but it can also be rewarding. I would say if you don't want to like spend a lot of money out of pocket, I would definitely say go towards Facebook dating. I'm trying to think. That's the only one that I can really think of that's free, where you can actually, message people and talk to people. Some of the other ones, they will say that they're free, but then you'll get messages that certain people were trying to reach out to you, but if you're not a paying customer, you can't see who they are, and you can't receive those messages. You might only be able to receive like maybe 1 or 3, I don't know, something a day, where you can see who actually reached out to you. um I don't want to say too many names because I'm not advertising for people, but I would definitely research. And you want to get something, you want to get, if you're going to do online, you definitely want to participate in a dating app that has people in your area. Make sure that it is something that's popular in your area, because you could go on something and maybe it doesn't really have anybody in your area for 100 miles, and that's not going to help you. So anywho, I thank you for chiming in. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. And yes, I am dating someone right now. um oh yeah. hmm, I forgot to share something, but I think I'm going to save that for the next video. I'll do that. Some of the challenges, the differences between men and women in their 40s and 50s and what they may be looking for. So that's going to be the next one. So I will do that one for you. That's going to be a good one, okay? So stay tuned. I hope you're having a great day, a happy day, a better day, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Take care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.